Hello students. Today class we are going to discuss about some of the previous year set solved questions from the adsorption and colloids. This is very small chapter. Usually they used to ask question from Langmuir adsorption isotherm, or else they will ask the question regarding gaseous entropy increasement, and also they can ask the question related to the coagulating power or Goldember, like these questions. Let's see the first question. What is a true statement about Langmuir adsorption isotherm? What actually it will give information? The Langmuir adsorption isotherm theory is based on just some assumptions. So this we have to remember first. The first assumption is it must be valid only for monolayer, and next and also the adsorption of salts must be equivalent. That means the surface uniform adsorption will occur, and also there is a relation between the absorption gas and as well as the free gas. That means there is a dynamic equilibrium always exists between the free gas and adsorbed gas. At the same time, the adsorption probability always independent of the occupancy of the neighboring sites. So you can see these all assumptions followed by Langmuir isotherms. So we can say the option that is 1, 2, 3, 4 all can be get answered. So answer will be all. So here they have not given. So you can consider option is all. That means all options are correct. Next, come to the next question, that is the change in entropy of the following transformations is respectively. They have given few reactions and they are asking what about the entropy change. So basically usually the change in entropy depends upon the change of the number of moles of gases. If suppose the number of moles of gases are increases, gradually the randomness increases because entropy is a measure of randomness. So automatically the del S also will increase. So the total value increases, so it will become positive. So let's see the first reaction, that is SO2Cl2 gas is getting heated and it is going to release SO2 gas and as well as Cl2 gas. That means the number of moles of gases are increases, right? Here see, we can observe the SO2Cl2 is single 1 mole and here we are going to get 1 plus 1, 2. So as usual the del S will become positive. So for the first reaction the del S is positive. So option A or option B may be the right answer. Come to the second reaction, that is the polymerization reaction. So the ethylene gas molecules are getting combined and it is going to form a polymer, that is polyethylene. So this one. So during the polymer formation, the number of moles is gradually reduces. So n number of ethylene gases are getting converted into the single polymer. So as usual the del S will become negative. So the first will be positive and second is negative, right? And come to the third one, this is a solid is getting converting to the vapor. That means it is a sublimation direct conversion of solid to vapor. And here also you can observe the number of moles of gases drastically increases. So the del S will become positive. So first is positive, second is negative, and again next is positive. So this might be the answer. And you can also see the fourth one, that is adiabatic reversible expansion. So the adiabatic reversible expansion, we know that there is no change in the number of moles. So the del S must be 0. So the number of moles change is positive, then automatically del S will become positive. So option D will be the right answer. Come to the next question, that is the adsorption of gas follows the Langmuir isotherm. So it is already follows the Langmuir isotherm. They have given the K value, that is 1.25 kilopascals at 25 degrees centigrade. And the pressure, so they are asking the pressure, at which pressure it will cover, surface coverage at 0.2. So that means what they have given, so they have given the theta value, that means the surface cover area, that is the theta value. We know that, so according to the Langmuir adsorption, the relation is theta equals to Kp upon 1 plus Kp. So here K consider as a constant, right? And you can also write this equation as, so you can also write this as theta equals to, and you can take this term here, so theta plus theta p equals to Kp, right? And you can also write theta equals to Kp minus p. If you take p as common here, so what you can write, if you take p common, so you can write it as K minus theta. And here ultimately you won't get p value, right? So p formula will become as theta upon K minus. So they have given the value of this one. How much they have given? They have given as 0.2. And the constant K value also they have given, that is 1.25. So if you substitute all these, so you will get it as P equals to 0.2 upon, that means they have given the K value how much? 1.25 minus 0.2 multiply with 1.25. So you will get 0.2 upon 1, which is going to give a 0.2 pascals. But here they are asking in the pascals, right? So we are going to get in the kilopascal. So if you want to convert kilopascal to pascals, you can write it as a 200. So the option will, the answer is 200 pascals. So at this much pressure is possible, it will cover the surface area. So next question, among the following, which ion has greater coagulating power? So basically the coagulating power is depending upon the charge of the ion according to the Joule-Hartley rule. So this, you might have heard this rule, right? So that is a Hartley rule. According to this rule, what this rule says, the greater will be the charge of the electrolyte, then higher will be its coagulating power. So whichever the ion is having a greater charge, that will be having higher coagulating power. Let's see the options, that is sodium plus, Mg plus 2 and Al plus 3 and iron plus 2. You can see aluminium plus 3 is having a greater charge. That means it is having a greater coagulating power. So option C will be the right answer. Another question is regarding to the absorption. They have given the charcoal, that is 1 gram of charcoal of surface area 10 to 100 meter square upon gram absorbs of acetic acid from its aqueous solution at 25 degree and 1 atmospheric pressure. So they have given information. So acetic acid, we know the acetic acid, it was absorbed. They have given weight of the acetic acid, right? And they are asking the number of moles of acetic acid absorbed per 1 centimeter square of charcoal surface area. First, what they have given? They have given the acetic acid, that weight they have given. So we can calculate the number of moles of acetic acid absorbed for this much surface area. How much surface area? Let's convert this to centimeter square. So 100 means 10 square meter, we are getting converting to centimeter, so it will become 10 to the power of 4. That means total 10 to the power of 6 centimeter square area absorbs how many moles? Moles I am calculating here. Moles can be calculated weight upon molecular weight. How much weight acetic acid they have given? They have given 60 mg upon, I am getting converts to the grams, so 60 10 to the power of minus 3 grams. So molecular weight of acetic acid also 60, right? It will get cancelled. So we will get it as 10 to the power of minus 3 moles. So we know that this much surface area, that means 10 to the power of 6 centimeter square area absorbs how many moles? 10 to the power of minus 3 moles. So what the question they are asking, how many number of moles will get absorbed if it is 1 centimeter square charcoal surface area? So for 1 centimeter square, so how many moles we have to calculate? So that means we can calculate 10 to the power of minus 3 upon 10 to the power of 6. That means you can calculate it as 10 to the power of minus 9. So option D will be the right answer. So thank you for watching this video. I'll continue the next questions in the next video.